And look. Oh, get out. Come on. What the hell? Now it won't clear. There we go. Yes, folks, it's happening. And something's locked up now.
There.
Live TV. Gotta love it. There we are. Figured, with the reemergence of the 3-footer, I figured bring in someone who has something to say about the thing.
I have nothing to say about it.
Well, okay. Well, that's it. Good night, folks.
Yeah.
Tip your waitress on the way out, folks.
It's like once it looked like we were going to have a meeting with him, and then I haven't heard anything.
Oh, man.
Hold on. I got to get my partner. Hold on.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
I think we're talking his parrot.
Probably. I don't know. I am completely cold mood right now.
Yes, folks, it's actually happening.
He heard me talking to you guys, and he insists on being.
And of course, all the internet problems along the way, and
at least they're just on his end, and I'm good. I mean,
I don't expect this to be a smooth transition either way, but we're online.
I love animals so much.
He's not an animal.
Yes, he is.
No, he's not.
So are my cats, but they're all crazy.
Live TV. Okay, well, while he's doing that, I'm going to go and dig up some pictures.
43 years old.
Out to the side here, so we can.
How old?
43.
Do a little analysis here.
Older than I am, Birdie. Not by a lot, but older than I am.
My son. He's a brat. Never have a parrot. Oh, are we losing him again?
Probably. We'll just bear with it while he does what he needs to do, and we'll move on from there in a moment. So I love animals. I really do. So while he's gone and we're trying to get things started here, yes, I kind of told you backstage already. I am very much an animal nut. I spend part of the reason for this name is not just the Lakota side where they're guardian angel symbols. It's literally I spend a lot of my time tracking, photographing, helping catalog, and helping protect the ecos with DNR. So I have currently over 170 nests that I help watch and monitor.
My internet does not like me today.
And those nests I found and discovered doing my hikes and my photo drives and stuff. So that's me. I'm a crazy nature girl. Pretty birdie. Birdie. You're a few years older than my girl Spirit.
Oh, God.
The pretty eagle. She is.
There we go. All right. Now we are. There we are.
But for how long?
I'll pay the bill tomorrow. I swear to God. Okay. Actually, half the time the backs up after I pay the bill.
You want to go over here? Here, go ahead.
Oh, you're so awesome, birdie.
All right. Are we there yet?
I have to get him a new stick.
You get all the mushy from me when you do stuff like that because I just love any animals.
He's not an animal.
Category is not me. It's not family.
There you go, Vicky. There's a new stick for you.
I can't be around dogs, but I still love them. I just
Frozen.
I can hear the frustration. So why don't you guys get a few of the thoughts you have on what's going on with the 3-footer while we wait for him to maybe get
I have no idea. I have no idea.
This is going to be interesting. He's got all the information, and I've got I kind of can follow things, but I have almost no short-term memory. So, come on, Robert, make it work. Come on.
Okay. I'm serious. Not going on. Oh. Oh, Lord. Okay. All right. Let me get this up before I get any further. All right.
Hey, DJ, it's been a while.
No. I can't catch a break here. What the hell?
Hi, I'm Christopher. So, Ivan was here when we were trying to do
Come on.
days.
Whoa, you piece of... All right.
We can do it another time if you want. Maybe.
Oh,
I'm hearing myself half come through, but then not out. Okay. What? Yeah, no, I'm hearing me one more. What the hell? Okay. So we got some...
Come on.
Here on this
Robert, if you need to send me the links, I'll screen share the stuff you're trying to share if you need to.
Out of the way. And I'm not hearing them though. So I'm hearing Drexler whistling, but no. Okay.
Yeah. Whistle, 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 whistle.
Yes. Hear the whistle. All right. There we go. Okay. So the way I heard the story on this thing, get out of there, is get back here. Is that this thing, all right, yeah, we're live. We're finally stable. It seems like okay. That Gene lent this thing out through John Povil. Someone contacted him, wanted to use this thing as reference for making their own, their model of the Enterprise. And apparently they also got their hands on the Klingon D7 that was at the Smithsonian. And the way they treated that poor thing is like, main thing is like, no one told them that these models are not meant to be taken apart. And I saw pictures of the D7 when they had it back in pieces. It looked like a 5-year-old to run over it with a big wheel. And also pictures of the thing when it went before.
Everything was getting there.
Oh my God.
Well, to everybody in the chat, we finally got the fabulous Drexler on. And this is how I get to be introduced to somebody who is somebody that me and my husband very much like respect, is so he can watch our cluster. My husband's very much a tech guy, and he loved all the special effects stuff and all the shows on it and everything. So when I told him I was going to talk to you, he's like, "Oh, I'm going to have to watch that one."
if we ever get started.
He was started.
Lordy.
And then he crashed. Sorry, I'm not trying to laugh at you, Robert. I'm really not. It's just so easy right now.
How much did I get out before it went out on me? As far as going about what happened to the model, that almost got out before I went. Yeah.
If I could, Steph, he's working.
Oh, he's gone again.
I mean, we can have fun with the conversation while we go through this. Okay, that's cool. Oh, that looks nice. Ooh, pretty, pretty, pretty.
Helps if I actually get in here first before making the comments.
I guess.
Yeah, I saw that on your Facebook post there. Like, yeah.
What do you want to do?
I don't know.
Beaky boy.
Let's try this again with the pictures.
We're right now trying not to laugh at you, but at the same
I
time,
know. It's like I'll get also built up, and that's fine. And then everything goes to hell on me in the process.
I'm just thinking how many 6+ hour streams I've done where you come in at the beginning and co-host with me the whole
and
time.
nothing happens. And the
no issue.
Gonna get them actually. No, it's funny. Nah. Okay, let's get back to this one here. All right. And some of the things I know that all people say, how many more of these models are made? No, only one model was made. This was it. And it's got a few things on here that nobody would know to fake. For one thing, the missing hangar deck doors. They went missing back during the series. And there's a picture of it sitting on Roddenberry's desk. It was missing both intercoolers on this side. The other two were there on this one. When they put the thing back together after mangling it, they put it on the wrong nacelle and put it backwards.
Not very bright, were they?
No, they weren't. But also, it's that port nacelle. It's been glued back on crooked.
Poor thing. Deserves so much better.
Oh God, yeah.
Still looks beautiful.
Yeah, it's like somebody said it looks like water damage. No, that's the bad paint job they did to try and cover up the vandalism they did when they tried wrenching this thing apart. I think we I think we finally stabilized here, but yeah, but like right down in here, it's like it did not, it cracked badly. Been getting a little, but oh wait, this is taking forever to zoom in. Well, one, Turby said, "Oh, I can see where that." No, they didn't. That's not where they hung it up. That's the mylar peeling, off the side of things. There's little bits of mylar tape all over this poor thing. One thing I'm gratified is the sensor, the deflectors is still there. And down here, taped on there was the sensor dome they ripped off the bottom of the thing. And here, guy took plenty of pictures on this thing, but he didn't really know what he had.
Yeah.
But here's the big thing. That looks like when they pulled this thing out, they pulled out a chunk of the hull along with it. That looks like a crack there.
I mean, why would they take it apart? My beaky boy, huh? Beaky boy, you come here. Come here. I want to be able to show.
And then it crashed again for him. Hey, pretty birdie. Oh, you are so pretty. So pretty. Hi. Hi.
Such fun.
Aw, pretty birdie.
As we're still trying to get a signal here. Enterprise, come in, Enterprise, come on.
I mean, I don't know what kind of
and I'm still not sure what's going on.
Trek nerd you would classify me as, when for a while I had that bumper sticker that said "Very funny, Mr. Scott," and I beamed down my clothes.
I hear my sound coming through, but I know.
Well, it's supposed to be the reemergence of the 3-footer. However, Robert is having epic failures with his technology tonight. And I'm trying to maintain a conversation because I don't want to kill the air. Okay.
Okay, there we go. We're not sure what the topic is. I can't stay online long enough to get a topic going here. All right, the idea was poor 3-foot model that's resurfaced after all this time and apparently been through some major abuse. And I'm wondering if Rod has, asked for any help in maybe possibly restoring this poor thing.
I don't know that it should be restored.
I mean, it deserves better, but at the same time, it's part of the history.
Guy took some really good pictures of this thing.
I thought there was a good reason to restore the 11-footer, but I'm not so sure about this.
But
I think it should go in the case with the 11-footer and be left in the condition.
This might be thrown. So we'll just close that.
that is actually an interesting perspective because as much as
so, Doug, what you been up to?
As much as the damage is a bit sad, it's also part of the history of what this thing's been through and the whole history with Trek. this
Tell
thing
the
was a
story.
part of the legacy of Star Trek because of it going missing. And so I could actually see that as stayed part of that, as part of the story of what we went through trying to find it.
I didn't go through anything.
I meant as a community, you know. It was, everyone wanted to know what happened to it.
It was one of the last great mysteries.
It does definitely need to be gotten by the family and preserved.
Well, you know, this guy has it, and
I'm gonna have some words with Xfinity tomorrow.
well, what do you think about this?
The bird flapping. Oh my God, that's so beautiful. I love that bird now. Oh my God, that's so beautiful.
Oh.
Pretty
That's
good.
so cute. So cute.
Oh.
Which specific subgroup of the parrots is it? Because I don't remember all of the little breed and species names of parrots.
Oh, he's a red lord, I think. Some people
I
tell
don't
me
think
he's a yellow cheek, and other people say he's a red lord.
I don't
Actually, I
think
think he's a girl, frankly.
Yeah. I don't think I've actually seen those at any of the ones I've visited at different places. It's not the types I usually see. It's actually really curious to me, and I'm loving it. And I love the fact that the bird laughed at Robert.
You would. Yeah.
It was just saying what we were all thinking.
Yeah.
Well, so what's
well, I think we're going to skip the pictures of the model. I think we've already seen them by now, anyway.
you know. This is my boss. Whoever's watching, this is my boss.
Yeah.
He runs my life.
Yeah. Well, maybe we can talk about that poster book you did back in the day.
Sure.
Whoops. Hold on. I had it and I lost it.
And there's that little side of me that kind of wants to show off a few of my pictures to you.
All right.
A little bit of shameless, but because you've got the bird, you obviously are into creatures too. Hi. Oh, hi.
There we go. All right.
I've got friends who tease
right.
me that I'm a Disney princess because of how much animals like me, even when I'm out in the woods.
You're not an animal.
Okay. I know you said that.
All right. And you just posted this on your a few hours ago. So let's bring this guy up. This is one I specifically tracked down because it has to do with the Enterprise being the Smithsonian here.
Yep.
Start going through here. And I'm kind of wondering, but there's been some debate, did they repaint it or did they just clean off all the weathering that was all over?
No, it was repainted.
Yeah. Okay.
Don't bite me.
I'm going to wonder what happened to the sensor dish or the deflector dish.
Yeah, it'll turn up eventually.
At this point, yeah, you never know. Yeah, I think this is the model that they, got their hands on it. I won't say names, but whoever was at. Oh, wait a minute. Back that up here. Looks like that looks like the original mounting, the stem at least of it. Oh. They definitely replaced the dish, but because it's got the little hinge thing on there. Yeah, but this is one of the issues. Definitely, if you want to, see about the Enterprise, get it. Yeah. But and this was back what 75, 76 when they.
It was like 70, 77 or something. Yeah. The top is original of the saucer.
Yeah, leave that untouched.
Oh, for God's sake. No. Ow! Come on.
Whoop, what happened? What's happening? We're scaring the bird. Okay.
Always calls it the worst time.
I've got a mother who excels at that. She won't call me for days. The moment I start doing streams, she calls me.
Am I about to go lose it again here? Or what?
If you do, I'm going to laugh hysterically and show off some photos. See,
Well,
I got
Yes,
plans.
locked up again,
We're
expecting to
20
crash.
minutes in, so you guys should decide whether you want to talk to me or not.
I'm
'Cause I am busy, you know.
trying. I'm sorry. I'm like all flustered. I don't know what to say because I feel like this is just not working out the way it should. I really do want to know some of the stuff about the work you've done, and you can go into that realm. Might give us something to talk about while he's crashing constantly, because you worked with special effects and stuff, right?
Yeah.
So that is a curiosity to me, what it's like to actually be working on that stuff and how you decide how to create effects and stuff like that. Let's give you.
Okay, where were we?
Nowhere.
I asked him what it was like to do the special effects and how you decide which way you want to create which effects. That's about what I can think of right now.
Okay, that sounds a good one.
Well, usually you have a team meeting and you talk about it.
I'm gonna bring
You
this
know,
back up here.
My effects experience on Star Trek is, you know, when I got into CG, I was at Foundation Imaging, and I was really a neophyte when I was there.
Yeah.
You know, and they hired me because they knew me and they thought I would be, you know, being connected to the art department and stuff would be advantageous to have me there. I learned a lot there.
Yeah.
I didn't really get deep into creating shots until we were on Galactica.
Mm-hmm.
And of course, you know, I mean, the art department always was ready to jump in and help visual effects. Before there was CG, those guys might run out of budget. They might run out of money to build a model, and then we could kludge something together out of junk, you know?
Yeah.
Like make a Klingon space station and a sewage strainers and stuff like that.
Yeah.
All that stuff was fun. I know there are a lot of people who like to fight over, you know, which is better, CG or models, and really it's all, you know. Of course, CG is amazing, and I think that anyone who doesn't like it is you know, it's maybe it's a mortality thing or something, you know. People it's like something from your childhood is being taken away by not having the models. But you know, I've worked both, and you know, they both have their place, I guess. But you really can't beat CG.
I kind of feel the same way in dealing with stuff where people fight over digital art, hand drawn stuff like that. It's like whichever is more comfortable for the artist. It doesn't
It's
really
whatever
matter.
makes the best project.
Yeah.
If the artist is comfortable
for the artist, then you get another artist.
Yeah. There's one comment here. The nerd to put a hanging screw there. Actually, that was probably where they put for the cage. They actually did hang it from right about there. So it was probably just finding an old hole. Oh, hey, look.
I can sit there and criticize this type of physical effect and this kind of digital effect, but in the end, it's more the department using them and how well they can do it than the problem with the effect, you know?
Well, it's always the artist behind it.
Yeah. I had a big old argument with one guy saying, "No, they put a trench in." No, that's a sticker. That's not a trench. That's a painted on detail, folks.
To do the special effects for Went and Columbia.
I had to fast forward.
Okay, well, I mean, I didn't.
There's the guy.
I wasn't involved with doing that shot.
Okay, he gets very weird, specific questions sometimes. I just put him up and let you answer if you were involved or not.
What have I got here?
I mean, it would be dealing with physical models is actually much more difficult than dealing with CG models.
I can actually see that because there's so many things that can go wrong, and if somebody damages it, you have to deal with it.
I got a video on my Vimeo page of Gary Hutzel trying to find the short in Saratoga, and that was his day that day, trying to find the short.
And okay,
it's an interesting issue because I know people who are like that, who are like, I want all the old effects, I want the hand physical effects. It's like I don't really care as long as they do it well. I really don't. I will say I've seen some CG effects where they clearly didn't do it well, and I can see the edge of the CG, or I can see
I've seen
flicker
that
and
with
stuff.
physical models too.
Yeah, one that bugs me with CG is when they screw it up and it flickers a little bit at a high speed because that bothers my light sensitivity.
Yeah.
Other than that, I like CG effects. I like the fact that we can do these things that are impossible for physical effects. You know.
I only got a problem. I only have a problem when they start doing, start breaking the credibility zone. That's something they kind of did with some of the fan Viper. And it's like, well, it might be theoretically possible, but you lose a lot of credibility when you got to ship the size of an aircraft carrier.
I think Chef approves of who we're talking to.
Yes. A little.
Or the holy fuck, it's Drexler.
Get back up there. Come on. There we go. Get a little Dick Tracy love there. Which I forgot. You're supposed to do the introduction. Yeah, it's kind of the union required introduction. Academy Award winner Doug Drexler.
Well, thank you for the compliment, Chef Nation. Inner Light, yeah. That was. I had a great time working with Mike Westmore. I really, he's like one of my favorite people in the whole world.
Westmore's got amazing special effects he's been behind. I love so much of his work. Yeah. I can't say what he's like because I'm just a little nobody from the sticks, but I can tell you I love his work.
He's an awesome human being.
Yeah, and I can't get the camera to go away, so I'm trying yours.
See, the chat loves having you here.
Doug, your NX refit design is based. What you mean?
Let's see where he goes with that. I know most of my followers are the ones who will use based as a compliment. So with that, but I'm sorry, I'm a little stuttery right now. I'm kind of, I'm a little ticky today, so I'm having a little trouble articulating some stuff. I'm sorry.
That's okay.
Plus, there's a little bit of fangirling in me because I have the little stuff from the sticks.
Oh,
a little bit of
no worries. No worries.
I love special effects. I love art and stuff like that. My photography is art. My drawings are art. They're digital and physical. And I really do think that this whole culture where we use every means available in every way we feel like to create these beautiful things, it just shows that we have so much available to us. And the people who help make it happen, I have such a great respect for in that. Does that make sense?
Yeah, because I feel the same way as you.
I love that we can create all these things that we haven't been able to do in history because we have so much more technology and things available to us than we used to.
We stand on the shoulders of giants.
Mm-hmm.
Is he frozen again?
I'm not 100% on this one at this moment.
I mean, we can come back and do this another time.
If you want to have another stream,
we're a half hour in and we really haven't done anything. Maybe you should iron it out and then we can make it another day.
Yeah, because I don't know. This is just, it's flesh.
It's not going to work.
No. Hoping we can fix it, but it's just like everything started going wrong with his internet, like right before everything was supposed to start. And I don't think they're going to fix it. So let's think what to do here. I mean,
I'm willing to come back another time. Oh, hi.
Definitely. And like I said, you can see from my chat, they know you, they like you. So there's that at least. And like I said, I do love the special effects stuff, and at least we've had a little bit of chat about that.
Got something there. Yeah. Okay.
So why don't you talk to him?
Okay. As far as Westmore's in Star Trek, actually, if you look digging the credits of the clothing, Peggy Westmore did the hair on the original series. So
Pat Westmore.
Pat Westmore. I know.
Well, the Westmore's kind of had a hand in inventing Hollywood makeup.
Yeah, it's going back to the 20s. I think.
And there's a couple of good books. Mike Westmore just had a book come out. I guess it was a couple of years ago now.
Yeah.
Makeup Man, which is a great book. And then there's a really terrific book called The House of Westmore, which if you could get a copy, it's really awesome read.
Yeah.
There was a time when there was a Westmore as the head of makeup for every major studio in Hollywood. I think they had Frank Westmore at Paramount, Percy Westmore at Warner Brothers, Bud Westmore at Universal. It's amazing.
Yeah.
I think Mike is probably the nicest of the Westmores. Super nice guy.
Yeah.
Yeah, from what I've seen, he seems to be nice. I mean, he seems to have this respect so much for the art, the costuming, all the focus on that stuff. And I have a great respect for those who really love the work and really want to be the fans and stuff like that.
You know what? Forget about him. Just have people put their questions up, and I'll just,
yes,
answer
please,
as best I can. Forget that guy. He's gone. Forget it.
Pop questions in the chat. You are welcome. If you do actually enjoy talking to us, as flustered as I am and as broken as his internet is, you're more than welcome to come back other times for other chats.
It's whatever. Well, I mean,
both are great. Okay. Put questions in chat. Come on.
Yeah, just before you're gone again.
Yeah, just a quick question about the alien baby from V. It was like, where's the connection in there?
Well, I didn't work on that, so.
Well, no, but it showed up on in the bloopers for Counter at Farpoint.
Oh,
that lizard baby keeps showing up. Yeah.
Now I'm wondering. I don't know. I wasn't there. I didn't come on to D&D until season 3.
Yeah, someone had the thing, and it shows up. No, but not without my baby.
Yeah.
I did send you a friend request early because if you're going to do the interviews with us in the future, if anything goes wrong, I can send you links and help with that.
Yeah, we need backups here. Yeah.
I mean,
this has been ridiculous.
Questions on this too. So, putting aside, I know there's biases towards your own work. Obviously, there usually are. Which, in special effects, which Star Trek movies would you actually say you like the best?
Special effects wise? Well, I guess the most effort was put into the first movie.
Oh God, yeah.
It definitely had gorgeous, as they like to call it, ship porn, especially for that era.
Yeah. Well, I mean,
actually, revealing it and a lot of those kinds of scenes were just beautiful.
It's still better than,
so much
sequence is worth the price of admission.
Well, that opening sequence of the ship had to sell old farts like me. Or say, what have they done to my ship?
I love what they did.
Yeah, and once I saw it, okay, I'm buying it now. Okay.
I mean, I look at it this way.
Once I saw it, yeah.
Dirt ass poor. One of the few things I have that actually gave me hope to think I could get out of the slummy culture on the outskirts of where the res is and stuff was those times we'd be at family houses where there was actually TV and stuff and sitting on dad's lap watching Star Trek stuff with him. So
I'm just glad they finally finished the movie because we have basically been through the longest test screening in motion picture history with that theatrical cut.
The Reliant is still beautiful too. Yes.
Yeah.
Well, I like the Defiant. I did. I like the kind of in-your-face battle design of it. But that might be the tribal girl in me. That might be the warrior side.
Well, the fact it was approved upside down. That's something that, I don't know how widely known it is, but yeah, the cells were originally on the upper side. And when Harv Bennett approved it, he was looking at upside down. Yeah, okay, he signed it up. Okay, what do we do? Okay, flip it around. Put a roll bar on it.
That's okay. We don't all have to agree on which ships are best. Grab. That's the great part about special effects and ship design and all this stuff is there's something for everybody, especially if you start delving into a lot of different creations for the same thing.
Now, who handled the Defiant design? Was that
what you mean on Deep Space Nine?
Yeah, that one. Yeah.
I was never a big fan of the Defiant. I think that the best ship designs are designs that when it's the size of a dime on the screen, you know what it is.
Yeah.
And the Defiant is, it could be the Millennium Falcon. I mean, it's a flying saucer.
Yeah.
You know? It was mostly between Jim Martin and Gary Hutzel.
That's an interesting fact for me to know.
Yeah,
that's actually cool. Thank you. See, I may be the outlier here. I like the ones that are small and in your face. I always have kind of.
How is it in your face? How is it in your face?
Yeah, that would.
It's hard to explain. Just something about it always appealed to me because it was.
Well, I kind of like it's
delicate but rowdy, and that's kind of what I was as a kid. Maybe
it's kind of like where I got problems with like the Dreadnought class. You don't make a ship more power by adding more nacelles. They take power. They don't add power. I think.
Well, you know, Gino said
at,
even numbers of nacelles.
Yeah.
3 nacelles was breaking one of his rules.
Yeah.
I think that really comes from the fact that he and Matt Jeffries were both flew B-17s.
Yeah.
In the war.
And to be fair, there was a chance to try and sideline the Franz Joseph stuff, but I think a little bit. But but it also followed because actually, remember the spaceflight chronology?
Yeah.
The story in there about the USS Tritium. That had a big.
I didn't read it.
Well, it was a thing in there. It was a 3 nacelled ship. It was like early, like it was like 20 seconds, and that kind of thing on the 3, 2 nacelles worked great. They even each other out with the irregularities. 3rd nacelle accentuates all the things, and the thing couldn't go past warp 2 without shaking itself to pieces.
That sounds about accurate, actually. If you know much about ship design, it doesn't make sense to have things that propel you, that do all this stuff, and have an uneven number. It's not functional if you know much about ships and functions. And so that's one thing I absolutely agree with Gene on is 2 or 4.
I got the book
not
somewhere.
3, not 1.
Yeah.
Because it doesn't make sense scientifically.
I just figured probably because this was put out during the time of the motion picture. I figured, but it was when like there's virtually no input from the studio, and this is So I figured some of this got backed up. Yeah, that looks good. Go with that.
We could delve down that line. What is everybody's favorite ship?
For the original, of course.
Okay, so I'm going to easily follow in.
How many examples do I need to pull over here of the original ship?
Yeah, I mean, it's the original. Everything else, every ship that's followed has grown off of that ship.
It's a little bitty right here. Yeah.
I've always been this huge fan of the original Enterprise and a snob when they try to recreate it a bit.
I've got a 1350 behind me. Yeah.
It has to be perfect. It has to look right. It has to be.
Well, you have your idea of what looks right. Everybody has their own vision of it.
Well, my biggest thing is it has to look like it's the same ship as the original. I've seen some art and stuff where people really lost the original design,
Whereas this thing, because if you look at like when this thing came out, this was essentially John Eve's proposal for the NX. But apparently,
look, it's so superficially different.
Yeah.
From the original that
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah.
I have seen artwork, and I'm not sure if it's the artist had trouble getting all the perspective angles or stuff like that, but it was really off.
You're never alone when you're designing one of these ships.
No.
I mean,
no.
The fact that they fattened up the nacelles on that new version of Pike ship came from producers. It wasn't John Eves.
Yeah.
That I like the spindly nacelle struts. I think it looks better. It suggests the technology that we don't understand. I think fattening up the nacelle struts takes some of the magic away from it.
See, and I kind of agree with you on that, but I also agree that over nitpicking, which I have seen from a lot of fans, does kind of take away from the moment also. There has to be a balance between,
nothing a fan says take away from your moment. Everyone has their own opinion, and nitpicking is part of what is part of
yes.
Rivet County is what we do. Okay, come on.
Always argued between Star Treks and between different effects. And
I mean, even when people are ripping things apart, that's all part of the love. I mean, if they didn't like the show, they wouldn't comment at all.
See, and that's it right there. And that's what I was trying to say. There's a fine line I was talking about, and it's those who they will never get into any moment because they have to hyper analyze to the point they don't even remember the actual scene.
No,
Past what they analyze.
fights
And I
we've
have to
had-
be like,
It's all about having fun.
It's all the fights you've had over which way the bridge faces. Okay, come on.
If they're having fun doing it,
Yeah.
it's all good.
It kind of reminds me, though. I don't know if you remember the old Night Court show. They had an episode where he was dealing with two Trekkies that got caught in a brawl at one of the conventions. And they're yelling at each other about best ships from original to next gen.
Oh, well, that's just dumb.
Yeah.
I've actually known people who sounded just like the argument in that episode, though.
Yeah.
It's like, oh my god.
Okay, let's see. What do we got here? We're talking the JJ prize here.
I don't know. I can't get into that stuff. So
I think that's JJ kind of. I want to look. He said he made it wanted to make it look like a hot rod. It's like it's a military vessel, JJ. You don't
Well, I mean, look, the original series ship was a TV design hot rod.
Yeah.
to some degree, definitely.
Yeah.
My
My thing is like there's nothing particularly 60s about this. A lot of straight lines, very utilitarians. Like look, it could have been designed in the 40s, frankly.
Well, it was designed by somebody who.
Yeah, the B-17 flight engineer.
The ship doesn't look archaic to me.
No.
It actually
it
looks
still
more
looks beautiful
futuristic than a lot of the other
futuristic.
ships. That,
Yeah.
there.
The slapback is guys. Those cheesy set. There's nothing cheesy about those sets. You let them, right? Okay.
I think the biggest issue I have with the special effects and the modern stuff is how much they rely on lens flare for a lot of it, because that just cuts through my light sensitivity.
I mean, everybody complained about that, and that was something JJ wanted.
Oh, he deliberately did it. Yeah.
I know he did it. Again, a lot of people complain about. For me, it literally takes me out of the moment and gives me headaches because of the light sensitivity. So it's really bad for me trying to watch things when they put it in.
I would think it's one thing when Joss Whedon had lens flares on Firefly. They weren't planned. They happened. They just leave it in. Adds to the realism. When JJ is deliberately aiming lights at the camera to get a lens flare, okay, we've lost the plot here.
Well, that was his visual style.
Yeah.
It is. Like I said, I kind of understand it. It's a personal thing. I just can't enjoy it because it makes it hard for my eyes to track it. So I think some people, their opinions on that, I understand that some people, I think it's criticism for criticism. But again, that's part of nerddom. We always like to argue and nitpick. That's part of what we are. But for me, I will completely distract from shows and movies if the lights are wrong and they hurt my eyes, or the voices set off my migraines or something, because medical has to be tantamount to me before the show,
Checking that later. Okay. Oh, what are we? Yeah.
I actually agree. None of the series actually gave me a headache for trying to watch the lighting and effects. None of them. And I sit there and I talk to people all the time about which series they like best. And my series of choice go in order of production, and it wasn't on purpose.
Yeah.
It's just how much I like which ones.
Well, first couple seasons, wasn't Jerry Fitterman, I think, that did the lighting mostly on the first two seasons?
With a lot of input from Robert Justman.
Yeah, Justman. This feels like a purple show. Okay.
Well, not everybody had a color TV when the show came out.
Yeah.
And NBC was owned by RCA, which at the time, held a patent of color TV, and they were pushing color. And you can't really put the color up on a law show or a police show, but on Star Trek, it was a terrific show to punch up the colors like that.
Yeah,
put big washes of colors across the wall, and
yeah. I was gonna say, even growing up in the 80s, I knew plenty of people who still didn't have color TVs then.
Yeah.
I watched the whole first season in black and white. I did.
I don't know.
And I think there's something to the artistry in black and white when done right. And if you do the colors right in a show, if you do the colors right in a show, you can make the black and white pop well. But it's that balance line too, because it has to pop. It has to really stand out. Because if it's muted black and white, it's so hard to follow. Well,
that's what I took into account back in the original series, because half the sets in the country were black and white. So
So, and which is part of why the colors had to be as bright and intense as they were, because that would reflect in people watching it in black and white too. It would make it easier for them to tell the differences.
Mm-hmm.
The interesting thing is that DPs back in the day had to photograph the shows so that they look good in black and white or color.
Yeah.
Now they don't need to do that anymore. I think it actually, sometime turn off the color on the original series and watch it in black and white, and then watch an episode of a current show and turn the color off, and you'll see how there's no contrast happening.
No comparison. The original series is so much better that way.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
The original series is so much better that way. See, modern TV, a lot of people have lost that art flair of finding a way to make palettes work where, with color or without, it still pops. And
I think they had filters back in the day. We look through, see how it would look in a black and white set.
They don't have to worry about that anymore.
Yeah.
Because no one watches it in black and white.
Mm-hmm.
But it's an interesting experiment.
Yeah.
To look at the newer shows in black and white and see how they stack up.
It's been an interesting experiment for me doing photography in black and white and stuff and learning it, because the lighting, the effects, the angles you need for the photo are completely different than you need on the colored versions to make it pop in the same way. And it is, if you're trying to get a photo that can do both really well, there's so much to consider on both things at the same time. You know what I mean?
That was kind of when just reminded me when Roddenberry was doing his lecture series back in the 70s, and he would run the blooper reels and his copy of The Cage. For a second there, when he run that, it took him into wait, this is in black and white. The color palette on that thing was originally kind of muted on that pilot. It took a while to read. Hey, that's not blue, that's gray. What? Oh, okay, fine. Well, we're going with it.
On the upside, it's been almost 20 minutes since you crashed.
Yes, I think we finally stabilized. Mainly because I'm not trying to run something on the side.
So let's just talk. Let's have fun.
Yes, just.
I love the stuff he's talking about now. I love finding out.
Okay, well, you got 10 minutes. You got 10 minutes left, so take it.
Okay. All right. Well, let's see. Bring in a lower decks thing, because I've been beating the drum for lower decks. Saying yes, this is proper Star Trek. Damn it.
Doug Drexler.
Whoops.
That's okay.
Justin has a lot of typos.
We'll go with it. Okay, yeah, let's just roll with it. Yeah. So, what do you think about the Cerritos and the California class in general?
That's okay.
All right.
I wouldn't buy a model of it.
I've been waiting. They're coming out with a model of it finally, but the public is finally coming out with it. So, relevant pre-orders, but
okay. So going back to things connected to it, because there's always the fan movies, there's always the spoofs, there's always the other stuff. What did you think of the ship design for Galaxy Quest there?
Oh, I thought it was. Actually, it's funny. I mean, that show was done by fans. It was all on them. So people who are big Star Trek fans worked on that.
I love Galaxy Quest. It brought out the Trekkie in me so much when it came out, and it's still
a great Star Trek movie.
Oh yeah, all those bits on there.
Free Enterprise.
Oh yeah. That's another one. So I'm trying to get Burnett in here. He's too damn busy.
One of my favorite. Maybe has he been on with you before?
I have been on his a couple of times.
He's been on with both of us in different channels at some point.
Yeah, I managed to get on some of his chats, but it's like, and he keeps saying, we need to do something together. Well, damn it, clear your schedule for once in your life. Okay.
I can honestly say I was like shocked and almost passing out when he agreed to and did an interview with me.
Mm-hmm. I've known Burnett for 30 years.
Back to the old AOL message board. With everybody. I love to just have a sit down and really just talk about you as a person and how you got into things with people. That I'm always open to, because I love the psychology of why we get into what we do too. And I think that's important to every person in every field.
Mm-hmm. No, kind of like
why we love it, why we do it, what drove us to it, all that stuff.
Yeah, whenever they do these, top ranked Star Trek movies of all time, Galaxy Quest and Forbidden Planet always make it in there somewhere.
Classics.
I mean, tried to work Forbidden Planet into the Star Trek timelines. No.
And how many times they've tried? How many times they've tried to make a Galaxy Quest show, and everything keeps happening to the cast or something every time they try?
Well, I think with Rickman passing, it's like, forget it. You're not going to get that.
They were really
They're still
about to-
working on it. They're
Yeah,
still
they're
seriously
still
working
thinking
on
about
it.
it. They
But-
stopped for a while. They were actually about to start filming when he passed away,
Mhm.
and the cast couldn't do it. But I mean,
Mhm.
they've tried so many times, and the one who played the kid in it, he's been in a wheelchair for a long time, and so they're trying to work that into the character and stuff too.
Am
but
I locking up again?
I would love if they ever actually managed to make the show too, you know?
If I sit really still, will it actually stay online for me?
That makes me anxious if Amazon's doing it, because I haven't had a lot of faith in the stuff Amazon's doing. But then again, I have a lot of faith in a lot of the cast members. So
What's
if they
going
get
on
the
in there?
original cast, I'm down for it. Hi, RC.
You want to come here? Where do you want to go? You want to go up here?
I'm frozen in here, so I don't know what's going on. All right, well,
Burn.
here we go. Yep, and then the. Okay, I think I might be starting to kind of unlock. There we go. All right, we're back.
Sorry about that.
This is why I prefer radio. Okay.
You've got the face for it. I mean, sorry. Damn, that was me. Sorry, Doug.
No, it's one of my defenses, lower decks, though, regarding the other, I suppose the other shows, like, no, they put a lot of thought into that, like the Cerritos and the California, there's actually thought behind the design. So I just make it look like a hot rod. No. Yeah.
Greg, maybe.
What's that? Where are we at?
But, so I'm trying to think what else I could actually ask or say here real quick. My brain's like totally fried. Costuming effects, I don't know if you've worked with it all or not.
With what?
Costuming effects?
Like
Costumes and the,
Just in general? Because
what
it's
do you
one of
mean
the
by
ones I'm
costume effects?
coming up with costumes, all that stuff, or coming up with the special effects around them.
costume design
stuff.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I think if I had another lifetime, I might want to be a costume designer, but
Because I love that stuff. And you've at least got experience working with them and seeing how they work and stuff like that. I mean, it's priceless.
Oh, it was a factory on the 90s shows. It was amazing what Bob Blackman was doing.
It's amazing what they can do with makeup and silicones and stuff like that and everything. It's just amazing, and I always find it so fascinating.
Yeah, makeup took a big hit from CG. I mean, now if you're going to do a big creature, they don't make suits anymore. It's all CG.
Yeah. Yeah, for most studios, it definitely
and
is.
And for people, really, it's wonderful what they could do with youthening. Wow.
It's almost creepy sometimes, depending on the effects they use and how they do it. Because I've seen a few where the youth comes out right, but it kind of loses a little of the expression. And it almost looks like youth with Botox at times.
Well, it's better than what we used to have.
Oh, it is. It is. But I watch that sometimes and I go, okay, this studio did it well. This studio made it kind of look creepy. But you can compare and contrast it and see how they did it and then look into what technology they used, how they did it, and
Or
it gives
maybe
you
they
a
didn't have
basis
enough
for
time.
learning it. Yeah.
That's why, when people criticize,
Okay.
we don't know what was going on in the background. You don't know what type of limitations that they had. A lot factors into it.
I think generally they're not. The whole point of the front office is to keep that stuff from getting down to the ground level. Don't let them worry about the front office crap, and don't worry about the front.
Well, you have to worry about the front office.
Yeah, because they're the one making the shots. But but they're getting crap from
signing your check.
Yeah, usually they're getting crap from up top. It's like, no, we're not going to bother these.
Well, it's just the normal process.
It's about
I don't care where you are or what you do.
Management always plays a part in the life you lead.
Yeah.
If you're not doing fine art, if you want to do exactly what you want to do all by yourself,
then
you'll be a fine artist. But if you're a commercial artist, part of your job is rolling with those punches.
Yeah.
And helping to focus your boss's vision. It's not about you. Yeah.
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 And like I said, I understand both jobs a bit. I also understand I can't do most jobs because of my medical. So I'm happy working for myself and selling my little prints and stuff to people. But I have a great respect. Actually, I don't look down on corporate artists because they have a very hard job. They have to do massive amounts
Yeah.
in very short times. And they have
when
to
you say
meet
corporate
so many
artist, you're
standards.
talking about someone who actually gets paid for their
Yeah.
work.
Yeah.
Well, Michelangelo was a corporate artist then.
Well, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
I don't look down on that. I've never understood this culture of people in the art community who look down on you if you do this type of art or this type of art or
Why
for
try
this
and
or
understand their point of view? There's no good reason to.
Yeah.
it's like art. An artist is an artist. If they're doing it and they're trying to do a passion and make it their money and do something good and contribute to society, respect the work and respect the work.
I don't know. You seem too concerned about what other people are saying.
Oh no! I just like to be opinionated, and I have a tendency to get into some of the heats with them.
Yeah.
Oh, I don't.
Yeah.
But that's because I'm also trying to build a name as an artist and promoting people, so I deal with some of these people a lot. So,
okay.
Now you can't let other people's opinions sway you too much.
Yeah.
No,
I mean,
it's like the art's what matters. It's like the same thing where they consider it. Well, this is art and this is crafts. It's like, are you creating something from your imagination that's beautiful for somebody to enjoy? It's art, you know?
I found that no matter what you do, that half the people are going to hate it, half the people are going to love it.
Yeah.
It never fails.
Yep.
And if it's Star Trek, any new ship is hated at first. I mean, when TNG premiered the Enterprise, they hated the Enterprise D. Hated it.
Yeah, I know. Looks like it's pregnant. No.
But it all boils down to if you have some great adventures, people will love it.
Yeah.
I mean, when we did Picard season 3 and Terry Matalas released images of the Titan, people were hating on it. But once we got through the season and they had a great adventure with it, now people were liking it.
Yeah.
I find that fans tend to feel that any new thing that comes along is usurping the show that they loved. And I get that, I don't like all the Star Treks, all the new Star Treks. I haven't watched any of the movies since the first one. And frankly, I don't really watch any of the new series either. I have a rule that I only watch Star Trek shows that I worked on because it's been my job for so long to pick out things that are going astray, or whether it be in story or tech. And so you can imagine what it's like for me to watch something that basically rewrites or throws out what was done before. I mean, I've come to a point where I really feel like it's a multiverse, like Marvel became.
Yeah.
That is how it
not
feels.
the same universe.
Also, it's like a period piece too. It's like if you're in a period, you got to be true to that period. In the timeline.
Yes,
we
that
always
is how
did
it
that
feels.
when we were doing, Trials and Tribulations, and we didn't change the words.
Trials and Tribulations, I love because it did so many little details that actually tied the new stuff into the original effects. And I love that because it didn't disconnect you from the original.
Yeah.
And we're seeing so many of these now.
Okay.
They throw out whole sections of
almost
2 minutes. 2 minutes.
All right, just about time. All right. Well, one thing, you've been up to the Ticonderoga sets a lot. Have you been to the Kingsland, Georgia sets?
No.
There, because I made a point. It's because apparently the Ticonderoga, they're like all finished up in plasma screens and everything. It looks like it'd actually fly. I've kind of maintained the thing that if you want to see what it was really like on the Desolate sets, go to the Kingsland sets because they're still working sets and they don't look all perfect. When you still the wood grain, some of the buttons don't want to stay on the thing, but they photograph beautifully. And there's still there's an open wall. You can't, and I'm not locked up.
You're fine. You're fine.
All
I have really to say while you're still here is that A, it was great actually get to meet you as a little fangirling, and B, you're more than welcome.
Hope to hell I'm not crashing again.
Hang out, talk, or do an interview with me anytime.
Well,
and I do mean that sincerely.
I appreciate that. I really do. Thank you.
I try to just talk to people that I like and that I find fascinating, be them tiny accounts like me or big names or stuff. I just want to talk to people I think are good people and fascinating. And so I'm so glad I got to meet you.
And I'm glad I got to meet you. Thank you very much. I appreciate that. I really do.
Thank you. And thank you so much for coming in for this.
The Star Trek extended family is one of the amazing phenomena that comes with it. You know, I meet people at conventions that I've never met before, but I feel like I've known them for years, you know. But anyway,
So,
it is now 5 o'clock for me. So
yeah, I was going to say, before you jet, I want to give you one thing. And pitch you washte, Wonkin Tonkin Kichiun. I bid you good day. Yes, it means I bid you good day. May the Great Spirit bless you.
Thank you.
Thought I'd give you a little bit of a blessing for coming in and doing this for us. It is immensely grateful in my heart that I got to do this. So thank you.
That's so sweet. Well, I'm sorry. I got to go. It's time for me to go. So I'm going to have to sign off now, you guys.
All right. I'll make sure he knows you had to go, and we'll probably talk a little bit and wrap this up. So thank you very much, and you have a great night, and feel free to message us anything you want.
Okay. Thank you. I'll talk to you later.
Yep. Bye. Well, that was very interesting for me. It was very interesting for me to get to do that. So a little bit flying high right now. And I'm sure Bob will be back soon. And I'm sure he's not the most thrilled that he missed the farewell point. But still, this was a great night. And it was fun. So,
all right. Yeah, that's going to be fun. This looks like a fun show. I'm glad to go back and watch it, see what happens. You know,
he did have to get going here just a moment ago.
I heard a little of that from the next room, but you know,
I did give him a good farewell and polite send off. So
yeah,
I do appreciate that you got to let me be a part of this.
This is why I got you for this very situation.
I'm glad I had the time to do this today because this was not your normal internet. Your internet just decided to go fuck you, didn't it?
Yeah, I'm wishing I had the little jacket go with this Coke right now.
It was great.
But okay. I think it'll be fun to go back and watch and see what the hell I missed. I wish I could be here for it.
It was overall good. I will skip some of what I had to do today for obvious reasons. Nobody needs filled in on my doctor's appointments. Anyway, no. But
okay,
if you want to wrap this up, so
I think we shall. So yeah, let me just go.
And if we decide we want to talk more, we can always fire up a separate stream.
Yeah, but in the meantime, I'll go ahead and pull up the proper closing credits on here. And where are we? There we go. Where are you? Come on. With everything else going on here, expect me to do that? I think it's already locking up on me anyway. So anyway, I'll throw this shot on later. Okay. Anyway, we'll talk at you later, folks. Okay.
Bye.
Bye.